Hi, this is Alyssa with Who Let Us Out. Great to meet you. I'm so
Great to
excited
meet
to
you.
talk about this movie. I mean, the first one obviously is iconic. It's a classic. And I think this one, matches up to the expectations of that film.
Wonderful.
But for you, how do you think this film will impact the audience differently to the first one? Now, there are people online who say like the first one it should have ended with Maximus's death, like that should have been it. Like, what's your response to that?
I mean, I absolutely respect that, and if you'd asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said the same things. But before I read this script, I mean, once you realize the avenue, once you see Gladiator 2, you realize that, oh my God, all these avenues were left. All these things were left unsaid after the first one. The first one, as I said, I mean, it's an absolute masterpiece, standalone. But there's so much more juice in there. There's so much more dramatic sort of flesh to be chewed, and that's what the second one does. It takes you to that next step. And so, to the people who say that it should have ended, let's talk again when we've seen the second one.
Perfect response. Now, everybody watches these films because they're also expecting a level of violence. If you had to rate the film on how bloody it was out of 1 to 5, what would it be, with one being the least bloody?
Well, it's a six. This is it goes there. I mean,
I
it
agree.
goes there. But that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of Gladiator is, and the beauty of Ridley's filmmaking is he can go as far as anybody has ever gone before. And he does, and it's visceral, and you feel it, and you're there, you're in the battle scenes, but at the same time, he can tell the story of a little abandoned boy looking for a family, which is what Gladiator 2 is. And you can tell the story of a young man who lost his family, and all he wants is revenge and to see his beloved wife again. And you could set that, when you set that to the backdrop of this, of the arena, of Colosseum, um, you're left with that feeling of him taking you to the highs of action and the highs of drama and emotionality, and that's why the films stick with you.
Could you describe just in 3 words what it's like to work with Ridley Scott?
There are no 3 words. I mean, Ridley Scott. I'm from a family of filmmakers. My brothers are directors, and Alien. The behind the scenes for Alien was the first behind the scenes we ever saw, and we've seen a million of them. And we used to have that on repeat in our house, and we've followed him ever since. So calling my brothers to say I'm going to work with Ridley Scott that was a moment. Ridley is absolutely superb. He knows exactly what he wants. He knows exactly how to get it, and he knows exactly how to give the actors and everybody, all the creators, the freedom to express themselves within all that. That those to me are the absolute top components of a master director and a master creator. He's flawless as a director.
Thank you for sharing that. I think I have time for one more. What has being a part of Gladiator 2 taught you personally?
Wow.
Sorry.
What is it has taught me the importance of. I mean, looking at Paul, for instance, since Paul is the one I work the most with. You look at someone like Paul, and you see the precision with which he works. Precision as he works with a scalpel. He's the most laid back and the nicest person you'll ever meet. But when he works, there's absolute precision of the highest order there. And that taught me, I mean, I'm almost twice his age, but that taught me to, you know, you got to bring your A game every time you play. Um, that's what it's taught me.
Thank you. This was so fun. Like I
Thank
learned
you.
so much and I'm so happy I met you
I'm so
and
glad I met you
can't
too.
wait for the world to see the second part because they have to see it.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Have
great
a
day.
wonderful day. Bye.